It's Wednesday and it's time for Twinfold. Every Wednesday at 2 p.m. on YouTube, you can catch us talking about the best resources, events, and influencers in EdTech. And this is your show, so sound off using the hashtag TwinfoldChat and let us know what you think. We can be reached on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at FP Global.
Hi everyone, we're here today with Jonathan Fritzler.
Hello.
I had the pleasure of meeting him yesterday, and you have some really interesting things that you're doing and how you navigated your college assignments into like a business.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. Tell me more about like who you are and how you did that.
My background in education, I had a really unique experience because I was studying business at the University of Hawaii, and I was on my way to school one day. I got hit by a truck, and I almost died. I had a near-death experience, and my life flashed before my eyes. It was in slow motion, high definition. No, I'm just kidding. But it was a very powerful experience that caused me to ultimately reflect on what is my purpose in this world. And so there came a point where I said, okay, from this moment forward, I'm not going to do anything that does not have a greater purpose for my life. And so I called it a purpose audit. And so I said, what is the purpose of my job? I was doing catering. I quit my job. Never again am I going to do a job that does not have a purpose for my future. Then my relationship, I ended a relationship, and eventually I approached my education, and I said, I'm never going to do a project that doesn't have a relation to my passion or the greater good for humanity. And I had this vision during my recovery where I wanted to create a nonprofit organization that did events for collaborative arts and music and empowered people to be more creative. And so I had this vision. I said, okay, I'm going to use my research, my business research, to develop the concept for this event production company. So I just hacked my education, because ultimately there is a curriculum designed by the teacher. And you see, the teacher's job is to create a curriculum and assign projects. The student's job is to do the projects on time. And that's the traditional educational approach. But the problem, and what I identify in my book, Hack Your Education, is there's something called the educational epidemic. And it's that, and this is happening all around the world. I've been to over 30 countries, and I've gone to different schools, high schools and universities to explore what's working best, what's not working, and what are the commonalities. And one of the commonalities that I see in every country is that we tell students that you have to do this project
in order to get to this point.
Exactly.
To have this outcome.
Right. And it may have no relevance to your future. Like, it may not have any sort of real world effect or impact. But if you don't do it, you're a failure.
Right.
You get an F. And so it's the educational epidemic, because ultimately, students have ideas. They want to do something, or maybe they just haven't been asked to create something yet that is going to have an impact in the world. And so ultimately, I for the past 2.5 years, I've been on the Activate Tour, which is the name of my tour, where I'm doing workshops and seminars, and it's all about activating people's vision, because it's like we're waiting. People are just waiting. It's like we're waiting to be hit by a truck. And that's my goal in every talk that I do, is to hit the audience with a truck.
How do you get people to unlock what you're just saying without them feeling like they need to be an expert in science or technology or...
Well, I like to use the idea of Joseph Campbell's work. He's the author of the book A Hero with a Thousand Faces, and he liked to study mythology, and he looked at all the different ancient mythologies, and he discovered that there is a similar model through all these stories that he calls the hero's journey. So they go on this journey, and during the journey they have mentors and challenges and temptations and all these things that they go through, that is this process of transformation. And this is called a rite of passage. A rite of passage similar to like when we were in high school, we graduate, we wear a funny gown, a funny hat, and then we are all of a sudden a college student, right? That's a rite of passage. But what I like to talk about with students is like explaining to them that you don't need to be an expert right now. What you need to know is that there is a rite of passage that is out in front of you right now. And as you embark on this journey of learning and self-discovery, you're going to start to unlock new levels of epiphanies and inspirations and mentors and books and things that are going to open up your mind. And right now you don't know what it is, but there is an epic idea that's waiting for you to discover out here on this timeline right here. And it's right here, but in order to get there, you have to be reading, expanding, asking questions, learning, and embarking on that rite of passage that eventually you're going to get to that point where you're going to unlock that next level and you're going to have that idea, that aha moment that's going to blow your mind open and then ignite that spirit.
Jonathan, you're captivating.
Thank you.
I want you to know that.
Thank
you are
you.
truly, truly captivating.
I appreciate it.
And I really, really thank you for sitting down and talking with us today. I want our viewers to know how to contact you, how to follow you, your book tour, everything that you have going on.
Yeah, definitely. So I would say the best place to follow me is either on Facebook.
Okay.
Or on Instagram. So on Facebook, it's facebook.com/John, Jon, Fritzler, Fritzler. We can like write it there, or you can just hear it. And on Instagram, it's Jonathan Fritzler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can also download my book, Hack Your Education, for free on my website.
Okay.
It's educationenergy.org.
I hope that you reach out and really contact him via social media. And please tell us what you think about our interview with Jonathan. And we can be reached at FP Global, and that's on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And use the hashtag TwinFoldChat. Thanks for joining us.
Aloha.